Joe Satriani. For decades, the guy has been one of the biggest guitar heroes on the entire planet. I mean, we're talking millions of albums sold, packed arenas, a whole generation of players who swear by him. But here's the puzzle, right? The central mystery. He does all of this without singing a single word.
So you gotta ask, how does an instrumental artist even do that? How do you break through to the mainstream, tell these incredible stories, and build a massive, loyal following with just a guitar?
Well, the answer isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a system. A really deliberate, repeatable, and seriously powerful creative loop that turns discipline into absolute freedom. So let's break that system down. Okay, so right at the very heart of the Satriani system is this powerful ancient symbol, and it basically explains his entire approach not just to music, but to life itself. That symbol is the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail. For Sach, this is, well, it's everything. Think about it. The intense, disciplined practice in the studio, that fuels the wild, unpredictable freedom he has on stage. But then that freedom on stage reveals new challenges, new ideas, which sends him right back to the practice room to get even more disciplined. It's this perfect, self-refining loop that's always evolving.
Now, you'd think a system this structured was built up slowly over time, right?
Nope. It was actually born in a single instant from one world-shattering event. Get this, on September 18th, 1970, a 14-year-old Joe Satriani hears the news during football practice. His hero, Jimi Hendrix, is dead. In that moment, he walks off the field, goes straight to his coach, and says, "I'm quitting. I'm going to be a guitar player." This wasn't just a kid changing his mind. It was the big bang of his entire musical universe. And that single moment created this core tension that has defined his whole career. See, on one side, you've got the dynamic, chaotic, emotional fire of Hendrix. But on the other, Satriani's response was this static, almost rigid discipline, just mastering music theory with an obsessive intensity. That duality, that push and pull, became the engine for his entire sound. And this whole philosophy, it doesn't just stay in his head, it extends right into his hands. His gear isn't just a random collection of tools, it's a physical extension of his system, each piece engineered to solve a specific problem. Just look at his signature Ibanez guitar. It's designed to be aerodynamic, ergonomic. It literally adapts to the human body. See, most guitars force the player to conform to them. The JS is built so the guitar and player become one seamless unit. And its tremolo system is absolutely key. It lets him do these insane pitch bends, but it always returns perfectly in tune. It provides total stability right in the middle of all that chaos. And then there's the sustainiac. Basic physics says that when you pluck a string, the note has to decay. It has to fade out. Well, this little device basically says nope. It creates a magnetic field that forces the string to keep vibrating, letting a note just hang in the air forever. It's technology that's literally designed to defy entropy, turning the guitar into an instrument that can sing like a human voice. And of course, there's his most iconic guitar, the Chrome Boy. This thing is a full-blown philosophical statement. It's a mirror. It reflects the audience, the lights. It almost dissolves the instrument right into its environment. It kind of embodies this idea of a fragile alien perfection, like his hero, the Silver Surfer, just navigating our world on his board. So we've got the philosophy, we've got the machinery. How does he actually write the music? Well, it all comes down to a kind of creative code that's built on 4 core principles. The first pillar is symmetry. He uses this technique called pitch axis theory. Now, the idea is pretty simple, but man, is it powerful. You keep the bass note the same, that's your anchor, but you change the musical scale playing over it. This keeps the listener grounded to a stable center, while all these musical colors and emotions are shifting dramatically all around them. Next up is balance. Satriani gets that signature sound, that feeling of wonder and flight, by using something called the Lydian mode. Now, this scale has an interval that way back when was literally called the devil in music. But he takes that forbidden sound and uses it to create this feeling of liftoff and suspended beauty. It's the sound of flying in a blue dream. The third pillar, unity, is simple. Melody is king. For Satriani, all the flashy technique in the world means nothing if it doesn't serve the song. He actually structures his instrumentals like pop songs, with verses and choruses. The guitar becomes the lead singer, and that's a huge reason why his music connects with so many people who aren't even musicians. And finally, we have paradox. This is the engine of his innovation. This is where he combines things that really shouldn't work together. A gritty blues harmonica against a screaming shred guitar? Or using a percussive hammering technique like tapping to create something that sounds like a flowing classical piece? That friction, that contradiction, is where all the new ideas are born. So, when you put them all together, these four pillars are the code behind every song he writes. Symmetry gives you that stable foundation. Balance sets that signature emotional tone. Unity makes sure anyone can connect with it. And paradox is what keeps pushing the music into the future. But here's the thing about a system this powerful: it couldn't be contained. That Ouroboros loop didn't just cycle within him, it actually expanded outward, and it ended up shaping the next generation of rock music. See, before he was a global star, Satriani was a guitar teacher, and his list of students is just staggering. We're talking about Steve Vai, Kirk Hammett of Metallica, Alex Skolnick of Testament, the list goes on. And he wasn't just teaching them songs, he was installing his system, that core duality of intense discipline fueling creative freedom. And he was demanding. Kirk Hammett remembers his first lesson, with Joe telling him, "Learn your lesson. Don't waste your time, don't waste my time." Now, that wasn't about being mean, it was about efficiency. Satriani was building a bulletproof foundation of theory in his students so that their creativity could just flow without any roadblocks. Which brings us to the ultimate purpose of this whole system. I mean, after all the theory, all the custom technology, and all the mind-bending technique, what is the actual goal? What's the point of it all? Well, the goal of all this complexity isn't to play faster or to cram more notes into a solo. It's actually the exact opposite. The goal is to find the singular, perfect note. Just one note played with pure intention, perfect tone, and absolute emotional truth. All the discipline, all the practice. It's all part of this lifelong quest to strip away everything unnecessary and find that one powerful moment of pure clarity. And this brings the whole system right back to us. Satriani of Ouroboros is this incredible loop where discipline and freedom feed each other, and it leads to constant growth. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what serpent is eating its tail in your own life? What disciplined practice could unlock your next level of freedom?